Hi, everybody. This is Laura Tolumbus coming to you live from Attuned Yoga Wellness. And I just wanted to pop in here today and do a practice. I don't, I don't know how you're feeling today, right? It feels like a little bit of an emotional roller coaster ride. You know, 1 minute things seem sort of fine, and another minute seem somewhat insane and catastrophic, and then other times it just feels like you're in the twilight zone, maybe, or we're not really sure where we are in time and space. I know a lot of you are forgetting what day it is and what time it is and where you're supposed to be, and so it's definitely an interesting moment in time for sure. So one of the best things you can do for yourself is to just get present and get grounded here in your body. So come to if you haven't grabbed your mat because you had no idea I was doing this, and you want to do some yoga, go grab your mat, go grab your stuff. If you have a blanket, if you have blocks, if you have strap, if you don't have any of that, like grab a towel and a blanket, maybe a couch pillow. That will help support you in this practice. And I'm going to have you come to lie on your backs to start. And ideally, if you have a block, um, or again, a blanket, because either will work. So if you have a blanket that's folded up, or if you have a block, you're going to come to lie on your back and you're going to bring the block underneath your sacrum. Sacrum is the triangle shaped bone at your low back. Okay, so you want to feel the block or the blanket underneath that part of your body so that it feels supported. We are grounding. We are grounding for a lot of reasons. The first is that air and space is spinning. We tend to not be connected to our bodies in moments like this. We almost fly out in order to, function. The problem with doing that is we fly out thinking we're somehow going to be able to cope better with this reality, but it's not true. So let's just get really present and get really connected to how we are having our experience and how we are moving through our moment to moment, day to day reality, which is somewhat different than it's maybe ever been in our whole lives. So, again, you're on your back. Hopefully, you can see me. Your hips are lifted, your pelvis is on the block. For those of you that often take class with me, you know that I start here a lot. And the reason I start here, not just in moments of chaos, but in just the norm of reality, is because we have to transition. We have to give ourselves a moment to move from our day-to-day life experience into this connection to ourselves. So we shift the lens from that external world to the internal world. If this position doesn't feel comfortable, you can move a little bit. You move your knees from side to side. Sometimes it takes a moment for your body to settle. Sometimes your head has to move. Sometimes the shoulders need to curl underneath you. And then allowing your body to settle, allowing yourself to actually settle into your body. And then I want you to just scan your body and notice what is present for you right now. You might feel completely at peace right now. There might be a little moment of relief. Or you might, again, be spinning, flying out of your body, riddled with anxiety, confused, frustrated. Breathe into whatever is showing up. Breathe into your body. Acknowledge this physical form we have taken. Acknowledge that shift, the ebb and the flow of our emotions, if that is part of being human. Can we connect to our humanness even more in this moment? Can we create space around it, allowing it to be what it is? And can we breathe into that space of the unknown, that we do not know what is going to happen? And we never really did. And so we're touching that grief point. So just acknowledging that. lift the pelvis like this, the thighs settle, creating that softening and almost sedative like quality in the body. Gives your nervous system a chance to settle in. It allows you to back into yourself. And go ahead and move that block or the blanket out from underneath you. Move it to the side. Take your feet so they're about mat distance apart and just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. You can pause to feel the stretch. So reaching from the pelvis out through the thighs. And then go the opposite. And then come back to center. Walk your feet so that they're about sitting bone distance apart, maybe hip distance. Stretch your arms up and over your head. This is your inhale. Oops, I don't have a lot of space. As you exhale, you're going to reach the arms forward. You're going to lift your hips up. And then you're going to inhale to lower down, stretch the arms. And then you're going to exhale, press to lift. And then inhaling, arms reach back, pelvis lowers. Exhale, press, pelvis lifts. Inhale, pelvis settles, arms reach. This time, exhale, lift, root through the feet, turn your palms open. Maybe see if you can curl your shoulders a little deeper into your back. Pressing out through your feet. I want you to feel your roots, let your inner thighs soften, open the chest. And then gently lower the upper back, the mid back, and the pelvis. And just let the pelvis settle into the ground for a second. Pause here. Big, nice, deep inhale. Nice, long exhale. And then your right ankle is going to come on top of your left thigh. From here, you're going to hug your left knee into your chest, but don't move your arms. Again, you're just hugging with your legs. So left knee hugs right ankle. And breathe, getting that outer hip. Release your left foot to the floor. Release your ankle off of your thigh and just switch left ankle onto right thigh. Hug your right knee into your chest. Deep breaths. Try to let the upper body stay settled into the ground. And then release your right foot onto the floor. Release your left ankle off of your thigh. You're going to take your right leg into a half happy baby. So you're going to reach through the inner seam of the leg and wrap your first two fingers around your big toe. And then let the knee come towards the floor. If this feels like too much holding the toe, you can always hold the back of your hamstring. So your left hip is going to want to come off the ground. Try to keep it anchored. Deep breaths. You're pressing as if the sole of your foot is trying to stamp your footprint on the ceiling. And then you're just breathing here. See if you can stretch that bottom leg straight, reaching out through the bone of the leg. And then bring your left foot onto the floor again. See if you can stretch your right leg out to the side. You do not have to keep holding your toe. So if it's too much on the hamstring, move your hands to the back of the hamstring or the back of the calf, whatever feels better. Okay, so I don't want you to be forced into this acute stretch in your hamstring. If it feels good, stretch the bottom leg straight. Again, you can hold the calf. You can hold the hamstring, or you can hold the toe. Pressing and reaching through the foot, and then bring the leg back to center. Let go of the toe if you're holding lower the leg down. Deep breaths. Feel the difference in the left and right side of the legs. Maybe bring your hands on your ribs or on your belly, whatever feels better. And then bend your right knee, put the sole of your foot on the floor. Your left leg comes into that half happy baby. So again, you're reaching through the inner seam of the leg. Maybe you're wrapping the toe. If it's too much, you're holding the back of the hamstring. And then bring your head back down. So this hip, this right hip, it's staying down, it's staying connected to the ground. The grounding is so important right now. So we're in kapha season, we're in spring, we're in the season of earth and water. We want to use that. The problem is in the midst of this earth and water grounding, rooting situation we're also having a major air and space imbalance. So everything is whirling. So we breathe in and we root down, but then there's this extra element that I've discussed that we are inside. Well, most of us are inside. So breathe. Hopefully you're getting outside a little bit for some fresh air. Maybe some exercise. From here, see if you can stretch that bottom leg. Let's do the bottom leg first. Bottom leg straight, pressing through the big toe. Deep breaths, reaching out, like you're trying to reach from the hip bone out through the thigh, out through the big toe mound of the foot. And then bend the knee, put your foot back on the floor, stretch the left leg out. This leg might not be the same. My left hamstring is way tighter than my right. So reach through the heel and adjust. Hold the back of the hamstring, hold the calf. Press through that right foot and then maybe reach through that bottom leg. Pressing out. I want you to find the reach, like you're lengthening through the bones. Come back, bring that left leg back to center, stretch up through the big toe if you're still holding it. Awesome, good for you. And then release it and lower it down. Press through the feet, stretch your arms up and over your head, reaching through your fingers, and then bend your knees, put the soles of your feet on the floor. You're going to roll onto your right side. You're going to bow in, left arm over your heart, and then you're going to press your hands into the floor to come on up to hands and knees. Okay, so you're here. Spread your fingers, anchoring down through your hands. Just kind of start to move your hips from side to side. The pelvis moves. It's rocking. Any rocking motion, again, is going to settle and soften your nervous system. Keep moving with your breath. And then come back to the center. Hold on, I just want to see something. Okay. Come back to the middle, and as you inhale, soften your heart, soften your belly, lift your chin, and open your throat. And as you exhale, round, spine reaches towards the ceiling. Release your head and your neck. Inhaling to soften, heart reaches forward. Exhale, press. Heart reaches forward. Let go of your mouth, release your jaw. Exhale, press. And one more. Inhale, soften. And exhale, press. In the press, move the ribs from side to side. You're looking for space through the rib cage. And then come back to center. Bring your toes together, your knees apart, and shift your hips back into child's pose. Toes together. The chest may be able to come pretty close to the floor. Maybe your forehead can even rest on the ground. Forward onto hands and knees, tuck your toes, tone your belly, shift your hips up to the sky, come into down dog. Pedal out the feet, bending one knee, stretching the opposite leg straight. Moving your hips from side to side, getting that stretch from your sitting bone all the way down through the back of the leg. And then start to walk your feet towards your hands. When you get here, take a little bend in your knees and hang. So you're holding opposite elbows. Let go of your head, your neck. Shake your head. Shake it yes, shake it no. And then just switch the clasp of the elbows. Let go of your head. Breathe into the back body. Lift your thighs. Press down through your feet. Maybe your fingertips reach the ground. Root through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over your head. Hands come into prayer in front of your heart. Good. Take a breath. Take a little bow in. So feel the back body fill with the breath. It's almost like you're trying to expand into the back of your lungs. This is going to back you into yourself so that you stay connected to your own presence. So root down through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over your head. Exhale to dive forward, folding over your legs. You're going to inhale to lengthen, heart extends, and exhale, fold. Step your left foot back into a lunge. So you're in a nice long lunge. You're reaching through that back heel. You're extending the spine, long, deep breaths. Reaching through the bones of the legs. You're going to bring your back knee to the floor. Walk both hands to the top of your thigh. We're looking for that thigh stretch. Let the shoulders roll back. Lift the heart. Bring your hands to the floor. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out. So you might go kind of far. You might go off your mat and then turn your toes out to about a 45-degree angle. Maybe your hands come forward a little bit more. Maybe you come down onto your forearms, whatever feels good. You're squeezing the front foot and the back knee towards one another. So you're pulling that energy in and then reaching out from the pelvis through the bones. So you're drawing in to connect and then you're exhaling to extend, but only at the rate at which you draw in can you really expand out. So the more we connect to ourselves here, the better. Swing the right leg behind you, walk your hands back, tuck your toes, press back, down dog. Come forward into plank pose, shoulders come over the wrists, lower down through chaturanga. Slide yourself through. If you want to come to your knees when we do that, go for it. Tuck your toes, tone your belly, shift your hips back, press back, down dog. Right leg can come to the sky, open the hip, bend the knee, get this thigh stretch. And then stretch the leg straight, square it off. Right knee comes to your nose, step your foot forward. If it doesn't get to where you want it to go, just get it there. Breathe. Settle into the front thigh. Both hands walk up to your right thigh, little bow in. Breathe, open the chest. Stretch your arms up. Front ribs float into the back ribs so that you're not jetting all of your energy forward, but you're backing up into yourself, reaching and extending. Hands come to the floor, step forward. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over your head. Hands come into prayer. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel the difference in the right and left side of the body. Okay, feel the connection to the floor. Root down through the big toe and the baby toe in the center of the heel. I want you to feel the ground underneath your feet. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Step your right foot back into a lunge. So you're in this nice long lunge again. Stay on fingertips. Squeeze your legs. You're pulsing energy in and then extending it out, but not collapsing. Okay, so the back leg is still strong. Back knee is going to come down to the floor. You're going to settle into that front thigh, but really you're opening up the back thigh. So breathe. And then Walk both hands to the top of your thigh. Deep breaths, letting the pelvis come forward. So normally when we're lunging, the front knee and the ankle want to be stacked, but in this case, because the back knee is down, we can give ourselves a little bit more space because we have that support of the back knee. So maybe we pulse out just a little bit more into the stretch. Both hands are going to come to the inside of your left foot. You're going to walk your left foot over to the side of the mat, maybe even off your mat, depending on how much space you need. And then your pelvis is going to come forward a little bit closer to the ground. You can play with this a little bit. Your back knee may be able to move back a little further. And then if this feels good and you want to come down to your forearms, you can. No pressure. If you have blocks, you can also come onto blocks. Walk your hands back. Swing your left leg behind you. Onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Tone your belly. Press back. Down dog. Come forward into plank pose. Shoulders come over the wrists. The knees can come down or you can lower down. Your choice. Slide yourself through. Up dog cobra. Maybe move a little bit. Roll the shoulders back. Tuck your toes. Tone your belly. Shift back. Down dog. Left leg is going to swing to the sky. Open the hip. Bend the knee. And then stretch it straight, square it off, left knee comes to your nose, step your foot forward. Again, if it doesn't land there, there are ways to get it there, right? You can bring your back knee down and walk it forward, whatever you need. Pulse in, lift the back thigh, and then reach through the bones, and then both hands walk up to the top of your left thigh. Front ribs draw into the back ribs. Back leg is as strong and straight as you can get it. And then the arms reach up. Release your hands. Step your right foot next to your left. Pulse that energy down. Inhale. Stretch your arms up and over your head. Hands come into prayer. Little bow. Big breath. I want you to feel that expanse through the back body, root through the feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, dive forward, folding in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Your left foot's going to step back. Your heel's going to spin down. Come on up, warrior two. So right leg is forward. You're settling into that front thigh. Wrap the right hip back as you soften into that front leg. So if you're here, it's actually going to hurt more. So soften. Don't torture yourself more than necessary. Deep breaths. Turn your right palm up. Left hand comes to the back of the thigh. Reverse the warrior pose. And then stretch the front leg straight. Bend into your front knee again. Forearm's going to come to your thigh. Left arm reaches. Deep breaths. Press through the back foot. Heads back. Throats open. Spin the chest towards the ceiling. Release your left hand to both hands to the floor. Press back, down dog. Come forward into plank. Lower down. Slide through. Tuck your toes. This time lift your belly. Press back, down dog. Right leg swings. Step your right foot forward. Spin your back heel down. So if you have blocks or something to support you, bring them on either side of your front foot. And stretch the front leg straight. Bow in. Shake your head out a little bit. Right hand's going to stay on the floor, left, or the block rather. Left hand's going to come to your hip. Press your fingertips into the block and peel the body open. So you're rooting through the legs, you're extending through the spine, and then roll the shoulders back. Stretch your left arm to the sky. Left arm is going to reach. Your belly is going to tone. You're going to connect on the inside. You're going to lift your right arm. Press down through your feet. Come straight up to stand. Bend into your front knee. Left hand's going to come to your hip. You're going to shift yourself forward. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Left leg sweeps to the sky. So if you need more support, your hand can come onto a block. Lift the chest. Try not to collapse into that right leg. Open up. Left arm reaches. Stretch the arm long. If you're feeling really kind of crazy, see if maybe you want to stretch that right arm up just for fun. And then both hands come down. Step your left foot next to your right. Fold over your legs. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over. Hands come into prayer. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale to dive forward, folding over your legs. While I switch my direction. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. You're going to step your right foot back into a lunge, spin the heel down. Come on up, warrior two. So left leg is forward, right? We did the right one before. Unless you swapped it, do the opposite leg. Settling into that front thigh. Don't let your left hip come forward. It's drawing back. It's like you're trying to plug your thigh bone into the pelvis. And then you're settling into that space. You're settling into the connection. So we want to make these internal connections with ourselves. We want to get more acquainted with our own experience. We want to get more adept at being in our own bodies. Turn your left palm to the sky. Right hand comes to the back of the thigh. Lift up and back. There's that reverse warrior pose. And then press through the big toe. Stretch the front leg straight. Gaze can be up or down. Your choice. And then bend the front knee again. Left forearm is going to come to your thigh. Right arm is going to reach. Deep breaths. Press through the back foot to find that length. Both hands come to the floor. Press back, down dog. Come forward into plank. You can lower through chaturanga. Slide yourself through. Again, you always have that option to come to your knees. Tuck your toes, shift your hips back. Left leg reaches. Left knee to your nose, step your foot forward. Your back heel comes down. The blocks are on either side of that front foot. If you don't have blocks and you're next to a couch, your left hand can be on a couch, okay, or a chair. Press through the big toe mound, stretch the front leg straight, bowing in. Open your mouth, release your jaw. Right hand's going to come to your hip. Peel the chest open. Press through your feet and then reach through the crown of your head, like you're trying to reach it in the opposite direction of your pelvis. And then roll the shoulder back. Stretch your right arm. Right arm reaches overhead. You're pressing through that back foot to anchor. Your left arm lifts. You're engaging front ribs into back ribs, lifting and engaging the abdominal wall, and then come straight up to stand. Bend into your front knee. Your right hand's going to come to your hip. Your left fingertips are going to come out in front of you. Excuse me. Bring a block if you need it. If you know the left side is tighter, get what you need. Flex that back foot. Don't let the left hip sink. Lift it up. press your fingertips into the floor of the block. Open the chest. Stretch your arm up. Notice which side you're more steady on. Reach your right arm overhead. Keep that belly drawing in and back. Maybe you play with that left arm reaching up. Release your hands to the floor. Square it off, step forward. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over your head. Hands come into prayer. Find your breath. You're going to take a little bend in both of your knees, okay? I'm going to face forward. Your right ankle is going to come on top of your left thigh. So you've been in a shape like this before already. You're going to shift your hips back. Make sure you're not sinking to one side. Sitting bones move straight back behind you. Heart reaches forward. Solar plexus draws in and back. You're looking for that internal connection. Deep breaths. From here, you're going to come up to stand. Your knee is going to lift towards your chest. And you're going to reach through the sole of the right foot. Notice if you're lifting this hip up. See if you can stretch out through the sole of the foot. And then you're going to swing that leg behind you. Heart reaches forward. Foot kicks back. So your pelvis is squared as much as possible to the floor. Good. Your hands are going to come to the floor. And you're going to open up that hip. So I'm going to move so you can see. Let go of your head. Bend your knee. So this might be enough. If you feel like you can have a little bit more, maybe your left hand reaches to grab your right foot. Opening up that right thigh. Inhale to release the foot, square it off, step forward, root through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over your head. Hands come into prayer in front of your heart. Deep breaths. Come back to center, bend both knees. Left ankle comes on top of your right thigh. Sit back in your hips. Again, notice which way you're going. Deep breaths. Did I do that leg already? All right, whatever leg you didn't do. As I'm falling, deep breaths. Sitting back, opening up that hip. Good. Your left knee is going to come up towards your chest. You're going to stretch that left leg out. Make sure you're not yanking the hip up, pressing through the foot. So notice which side you're more steady on. This is not usually the case for me. Good. Press through the foot. Swing the leg back. Send the heart forward. Deep breaths. Lift up through the right thigh. Anchor the hip back. Send the heart forward. Hands are going to come to the floor. You're going to bend that back knee. Open the hip. This might be enough. If you feel like you need more, go ahead and grab the foot. Inhale to release the foot, square it off, step it forward. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over your head. Hands come into prayer in front of your heart. Close your eyes, breathe. I hope I didn't screw you up too much on those left and right side. I confused myself, I think. That's what happens when you keep moving from one side of the mat to the other. So take a big breath into the back of the lungs. Lean back. into your body. Feel your feet connect. So when we try to do things on one leg, it's going to knock us off kilter a little bit, right? So see if you can find, we just did our right foot, right? So see if you can find your left foot. And then bring your right foot. Maybe it comes to your calf. Maybe even this is too much and you have to bring your foot down to the floor. Or maybe your foot can come up into your inner thigh. And if it can get up into your inner thigh, there's a resistance here, right? Your right foot is pressing into the left thigh. Your left thigh is pressing into your right foot. And then I want you to feel that anchor, not just through the foot, but down through the center line of the body. So that center line, that energy channel is called Sushumna Nadi. Almost like you were dropping a plumb line down into the floor. And then find that lift up, lift the heart. So feel the anchor, but know that there's going to be some pulsation, and then take your prayer hands up to the sky. And then maybe they even come wide. Maybe there's a little movement. Try not to yank up this right hip. Hopefully it's settling. And then bring your hands down through the center line of the body. You're going to release your foot off your thigh. Turn the knee forward. And then release the foot down. So you move slow just to cultivate awareness. Feel your feet. If your shoulders started creeping up towards your ears, see if you can lower them down. Feel your right foot plant. Your left foot's going to come up. So again, you can be here on the ball of the foot with your heel sort of resting into your ankle. You can be on the calf, or you can be up into your inner thigh. And sometimes you have to actually take your foot and move it there. So again, there's resistance. Foot into thigh, thigh into foot. It's like they're trying to glue themselves together. And then let the energy from the pelvis anchor down through the bones of the legs. Hands can come into prayer. Front ribs float into the back ribs. Lift through the crown of the head. And then take your prayer hands up to the sky. Open up. Maybe the heart lifts. Maybe this becomes a little back bend. See if you can keep your face soft. Sometimes it's helpful to find a point on the wall across from you. It keeps focus. It keeps your gaze. And then bring your prayer hands back to the middle. Bring your hands in front of your heart. And then release your foot onto the floor. Take your feet kind of wide. And just start to move your hips from side to side. Move your pelvis back behind you. And then walk your feet a little wider. And then bring your hands to the floor. Just kind of moving, right? Turn your toes out about a 45-degree angle. Move the hips from side to side. So one leg straightens, the other one bends. Go to your breath. Nice, long exhales are going to help soothe the nervous system. Good. And then come back to the middle. Turn your toes so that your feet are parallel and just bow in. Walk your fingertips back so they're in line with your toes. We hold so much tension up here in this upper back, and especially if we're on a lot of screens lately, which I think most of us are. So can you just release this? Squeeze your legs together and then lift your belly and bow in a little bit deeper. And then heel toe your feet so that you come back to sitting bone distance apart. And then root through the feet, little bend in the knees, and just roll up through the spine. You can go really slowly, roll the shoulders back, come to the front of your mat if you're not already at the front of your mat. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale to dive forward, folding in. Actually, I'm going to turn the other way. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold, step back to down dog. You're going to come into pigeon. So your right knee is going to come behind your right wrist. Okay? And you're going to squeeze your legs. You're not going to sit here on the side of your hip, but you're going to work the pelvic floor. The left side of the belly sweeps to the right. Your pelvis is pretty much squared off to the ground. Your back foot might be able to walk back a little further. And then for some of you, you love to release your toes. And you absolutely can as long as you're still activated back there. And then come forward. So some of you can bring your head to the mat. You can go for that as long as your hips don't come forward. Because then you're not in your hip opener anymore. You can also bring your forehead to the mat. To a block or something. Or you can take your thumbs and you can rest them here in the inner seam of your eye socket, because this is going to help clear your sinuses. Walk your hands up, squeeze your knees, bend your back knee. Okay, so this might be as far as you go here, right? If you want more, you can reach back with your right hand to grab hold of your foot. You're twisting this thigh stretch. Take a little bend in your elbow, and then roll the shoulder back. Press through the legs to open up the chest. So you can stay here. Some of you might be happier down here on your forearm. Deeper thigh stretch, but it actually takes you out of that low back if you're having any low back stuff. Inhale to release your foot. Walk your hands back. Go slowly. You're pressing the floor away. Stretch the right leg up into the sky. You can kind of roll the hip. Anything that feels good. And then your left leg is going to reach. Your left knee is going to come behind your left wrist. So we go right to the other side. So again, you're not sitting in the hip, you're squeezing and then pulsing out and then come forward. The right side of the belly sweeps to the left and the left hip bone lifts up and away from your thigh. And if you can imagine your left sitting bone tacking towards your tailbone, find that energy of connection. And then from the connection, let the energy spread out from the pelvis, through the thighs, through the legs. Walk your hands back. Bend the back knee. This might be it, right? Bring your left hand to reach for your right foot. Squeeze the legs. Bend the elbow. Open the chest. Press from your pelvis through the bones. Lift the heart. And then again, if you came down to your forearm on the other side, you might want to play with it here. Try not to collapse though. You're still squeezing the legs. Inhale to release your foot. Go slowly. Walk your hands back. Press back into down dog. Swing the leg. Open the hip. Any of those circle movements in the hips like that, they're going to lubricate the hip joint. Go ahead and release your foot. Press back to down dog. And then walk your feet to your hands. Take a little bend in your knees. Hold the backs of your calves, like you're trying to lift them up, in, and forward. And then lift your thigh muscles away from your knees to bow in. you pull yourself a little deeper into that forward bend, and then bend your knees and come to lie on your backs. Okay. Once you get here, take your feet mat distance apart, and then rock the knees from side to side, left and right. Left, well, whichever way, it doesn't matter. But the next time you go to the right, pause. And then your right ankle is going to come on top of your left thigh. There's going to be a little resistance here. You're not just pressing down, you're also pushing up. And then breathe so that you lift through the left rib cage. Crawl the left shoulder blade into the back and look over your left arm. Release your ankle off your thigh. Come back to the middle. Both the knees are going to rock to the left. Left ankle comes on top of your right thigh. Find that reach. Again, you're not just pushing down or pressing down, you're also pushing up. So you're looking for that length from the inner seam of the hip bone down through your thigh and then back up so the energy rebounds back up through the ribs. And then maybe the gaze comes over the right shoulder. Release your ankle off of your thigh, come back up to the middle, rock the knees again. And then come back to center, walk your feet so that they're sitting bone distance apart. You're going to root through the big toe, the baby toe, the center of the heel. Press your upper arms into the floor. Try not to turn your head, actually, like I was just doing, because it can tweak your neck. Press your upper arms, roll the shoulders, press through the feet, lift your hips. You're reaching from the back of your pelvis, from your sitting bones, through the hamstrings, through the knees, and then sending your heart in the opposite direction again. It's almost like we're being pulled in two directions here. How much space can you create? We want to create that space on the inside. Sometimes this feels better when the arms are down, so you decide. Feel into which one you like better. Press through the feet, lower down, upper back, mid-back, pelvis. Nice deep inhale, exhale, bring the knees together, walk your feet apart, and breathe here for a second. Stretch your arms to the sky and bend your elbows to hold opposite shoulder. So I'm going to try not to cover my face here because you won't be able to hear me, but your elbows are going to move sort of over your nose and mouth. So it's like you're giving yourself a hug, and then stretch your arms back up and then switch. Left arm over right. Let the elbows lift so that they're covering your nose and mouth pretty much. Maybe dip your chin just a little bit towards your chest. Might feel a little bit better. Release your arms, reach them up, and then bring the arms out alongside your body. Press your head into the floor, move the shoulders underneath you. Almost like you're creating a little pillow, but then release it, let it go. Open your mouth, release your jaw. And then stretch the legs out. So ideally your feet are about mat distance apart, maybe a little bit closer than that distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. But ideally, you are not touching anything, like nothing's in your way. So as you lie here, stay there. I'm going to move so that you can actually hear me. Let the back of your body settle in to the floor. So I want you to notice where you're sort of not connecting to the ground. Where are you lifting yourself up? And then can you settle? Can you breathe into that space and settle into it? So that you are scanning your body from your toes up through your feet, your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, the back of your ribs, the breath at the back of your lungs, your shoulders. Are they still lifting up towards your ears? Can you settle them? Feel the back of your skull resting on the ground. Feel your eyes settling back into the sockets. So just breathing into your back body. I want you to feel the support of your back body resting into the ground. Start to bring your awareness back to your breath. So if you want to stay in Shavasana, if you want to stay in that pose and have a little more restorative time, please go for it. Do not feel like you have to move. I do not want you to move quickly. I want you to take your time, and I want you to really start moving by first feeling the breath at the back of your lungs. And I actually want to invite you, even when you wake up in the morning, to move from this space. So we have a tendency maybe to jump out of bed, and maybe not so much lately. So before we do, can we pause and can we breathe? We are transitioning in this moment from rest, deep rest, back into the reality of the day. When we wake up in the morning, we're transitioning from deep sleep, healing, dream time, into waking. And so just honoring the transition and honoring the moment where you tap into the experience you're having now. Because you will have moments of peace. You will have those moments of chaos. You will have those moments of anxiety. You will have those moments of frustration. You will have those moments of like, what's going on? You will have those Twilight Zone moments. So just honoring whatever comes. You'll have those moments of gratitude and ecstatic joy. And all of that is real because all of that is part of being alive. And we are always having those. It's just in this moment, it might be a little bit more acute. So feel the lungs, feel your breath. Start to gently move your body. So you're moving your fingers, you're moving your toes, your ankles, your wrists. Maybe you're moving your head from side to side. It's one of the first places I go because I hold a lot of tension in my neck. So noticing if you are holding that same tension. Moving your head, maybe opening your mouth, letting your jaw be slack, right? Sometimes we like shove stuff here in the pockets of our jaw. So moving the head, opening your mouth, moving your fingers, moving your toes. And when you're ready, take a big stretch. So you stretch out through your legs and you stretch out through your fingers. And then bend your knees, put the soles of your feet on the floor and pause there. Feel the ground again. And then roll over to your right. So as you transition back into, again, the reality of the day, when does your head start taking over? Stay in your body. Stay connected to your own presence, to sensation, to your experience. Use your hands. You're going to press into the floor to come on up to sit. You meet me in the seat. And then if you're sitting in a cross-legged position, whatever leg you automatically put in front, just switch it so the other leg is in front. And then feel the sitting bones anchor. If it's hard for you to sit like this, you can sit on a chair, okay? You're probably in your living room. Sit somewhere where you're comfortable. Bring your hands on your thighs. Breathe into the back of the lungs. Roll the shoulders down. Draw the front ribs into the back ribs so your ribs aren't jetting forward. And then lift through the back of your skull. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale completely. Draw your hands into prayer in front of your heart. Anjali Mudra. So sealing any intentions you're holding for this moment, for the day. And maybe the intention is just simply staying present to our experience, to acknowledging it from a real place of truth versus trying to fly out of our bodies or deny what is actually happening. Can we be fully present? It's not an easy ask. We'll float in and out of it, right? So anything you're holding, anything that's holding your heart, take a nice deep inhale. Exhale it completely. And gently bow your head to your heart and to your body, to your mind, to this resource you hold, to the wisdom. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I know this was last minute today and I didn't announce it. I just unexpectedly was able to get here, so I wanted to show up. If there's anything you need and want, tell me. I will try to offer that. And also, let me know if you can hear me. So I know when I move back, I don't know if it's hard to hear me, but if I know there was somebody mentioned not being able to hear me. So just let me know if you can hear me, and if you can't, I will try to figure out some sort of microphone situation. All right, that's it. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. Bye.